Hey, I will start. So my topic, Shalom everyone. My topic today is about, I will be mixing with Bisaya and English. Kay kung mag-in-English puros, di ta ka-express og taman. So my topic today is about the bread of life of heaven, bread from heaven, from Exodus 16. Shemot 16. So this is a very interesting topic or to discuss, because very and also very important na natay makatunan no, kabahin lang aning situation sa atong forefathers is you can get a lot from this, and a very powerful word of when you relate it to the words of Shaul and Yeshua. I cannot go deep when it comes to Yeshua because he talked of metaphor of himself, and this is very wonderful. So we go in the in the plain text and try to do in a practical way sa atong kinabuhi. So in just I know nga pa-familiar mo sa about sa kanang story about sa manna, di ba? Manna which fall down from heaven, Elohim has given to them. So my topic is we're gonna read a bit about this because in Exodus 16. So I will not read all, maybe you will read yourself for them. So I cannot give you to read all because it's better that you read for yourself, that you may understand only this chapter. I cannot even go more too deep in the all what they have spoken here, but only some few verses that I have to tackle about of the story of the manna. So you know the our forefather, the children of Israel, was in the wilderness when Moshe brought them out, as Jehovah has commanded Moshe and to lead them, to bring them out from Egypt. You know the life they have in Egypt, it was really a bondage. It is a life of bondage until they cry out for deliverance, because all is too much, they are enslaved. So now Jehovah is leading them on the way by the lead of Moshe as a Mashiach, a design. So now if you can see here in chapter 16 verse 4, let's say we start in verse 2. Then the whole congregation of children of Israel complained against Moshe and Aaron in the wilderness. So again, it's always complaining, our forefather complaining. And verse 3, and the children of Israel said to them, "Oh, that we had died by the hand of Jehovah in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat, and when we ate bread to the full. For you have brought us out into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger." You see, the children of Israel said unto Moshe and Aaron concerning when Jehovah brought them out from Egypt is to kill them. Do you think Elohim buhaton kan sa Elohim to bring us out? You know, may usa kabutang ang gusto sa Elohim nato is to be contented and humble ta sa before niya. You know, as we walk in this life, you know, when we are accepting the Torah sa atong kinabuhi, we should walk in humbleness and learn to be patient and to be faithful of Elohim, and not to do in our own ways. Because when we see here the commandments, Jehovah has always give commandments to the children of Israel. As we continue, So you see, the children of Israel is always complaining against Jehovah. And do you think that the Elohim has brought them out from Egypt to kill them in the wilderness? If you can see the attitude of our Father, that they complain, is because of their flesh. That is the flesh, that sucked them so much and corrupt them, because they focus so much sa ilahang lawas nun. Food. Unsay sa ilahang mora ilang concern. They never thank Elohim the goodness of He has done before. Nakalimot na sila sa mga ipangbuhat sa Elohim nila when they were in Egypt, when the plague was been poured out in Egypt. You cannot imagine how plague was nang ni katak maay sa Egypt, but the children will forget that. They forget the goodness of Elohim, how they carry them all throughout from Egypt to leave from Egypt, from all the signs and wonders of Elohim. And you cannot imagine. And this, they forget. And pag abot na lang sa wilderness, ang usarag ilang concern, ang ilang kagutom, ang ilang flesh, ang ilang kalawas nun nga gigutom sila, di na mao ilang pagkaon nga ilang gikaon, di na parehas nga pagkaon lang gikaon sa Egypt. You see, we now in our time, because Elohim doesn't change, we have to learn from that, because kana siya nga attitude is really wrong. We have to mirror ourselves, manamin ta sa tong kaugalingon kung unsa ta, we have to be thankful in everything Elohim has brought us in our life, even though nga dili mo atong mga decision. Kung naatay pagsalig sa Elohim nga magiya nato sa tong kinabuhi, I think we have nothing to regret, because you feel comfort, you feel kung kuan ka kanang at peace, kung maglakaw ka sa kinabuhi ng mga walay mga kahadlok sa imong dalan, sa imong kinabuhi. There's no fear when you walk in this journey of life. Of course, because that is our flesh nga, di gina nato malikayan nga mag-worry ta. But here, if you see here, our children Israel is always, wala yun sila kung sa ilang kaugalingon, kundi ang ilahang concern nila sa kaugalingon, kundi ilang ilang kagutom, sa ilang lawas nun na yun nga butang. They don't even thankful to Elohim that how they carried him all the signs and wonders, Mura na sa cold, hot and cold ning ilang pagsunod, pagfollow ni Moshe. The same today. There are many who believe in Yeshua, hot and cold. Hot and cold. Kung sa panahon na kay tanaanot na ta sa tong trouble, di ba? We are shaking and then they complain, we regrets. Di ba? It happened, It happened. So don't say that nga dili na mahitabo sa niya. It happened because I experienced that sa akong kinabuhi. But of course, most of the time this mga negative nato is from our flesh, because our flesh is not trained to trust Jehovah or Elohim. We are not trust to the creator of the universe. Give us example sa ato ang forefathers, that we should look to them. You see here, ilang mga decided, and that we had died in the land of the Egypt, when we sat by the pots of meat, and when we ate bread to the full. For you have brought us out in this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then Jehovah said to Moshe, Behold, will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain coat every day, that I may test them, they will walk in my law or not. You see, there is a quota every day to pick up the manna, the bread of life. The bread. But unsay gibuhat sa children of Israel, gipasubraan nila. Giingan sila ni Moshe nga enough lang sa anang adlaw nga ilang kuhaon. But gipasubraan, what happened sa sobra nga bread? Nga panos. Have you seen that? Have you read that somewhere? I don't remember now. You know why? Because mao gihapon ang ilahang lawas nun, lagi hapon lang ginhona. Nagunaw na sa umaabo sa ugma kung napabay naslay sobra. You see? You know, they don't even realize that Elohim was with them. Para nila ba nga, wala nag-care ang Elohim nila nga while they are in the wilderness. They have Moshe. Para nila is bugat kaayo ang pagkuha nila sa Egypt. At saka nagpabilin sila sa Egypt, no, niya, dito na lang sila, pagkamatay na lang sila dito sa ilang pagka-slaves nila, pagka-bandage nila, diba? Yan na lang ang ilang wasig, nagdeklamo sa, imbis, we have to be thankful that the privilege we have, that we are been called by Elohim, and bring to His promised land. Karon, you know what, in our time, we are in the process. Don't you know that we are in the process because this Yeshua will bring us back to the land. To the land. Now is not yet. We are still in the wilderness. We are walking individually with our wilderness. And how we react, because this is our flesh today. This is our mo reflect ni sa atong kaugalingon. This is our tabernacle today. The congregation of Elohim is in the spirit, who walk in the spirit. These are the people. So you see, the children of Israel, you know, this is what is beautiful, because we still not in the final destination we are now. This is why is give you hope aning kalibutan na, because if you don't know that about the Torah, you will miss. Wa ka kibaw naghanging ra ka diri ning kalibutan na unsay dagat, wa kasabot sa imong dagat, unsay imong purpose aning kalibutan na. We have a purpose. As I said, there is a pattern in the wilderness, and what is in the wilderness is a blueprint for us to now to see that. This why the Torah is very important to study, because naata we are inside of that, how to handle the matter, that we don't do the same like our father. Do you get what I mean? You see, I'm talking the bread of life, because I like to apply what we have learned or read. We meditate His Torah to apply in our life, because this life on earth is temporary. So, you know, the reason that Jehovah has said to them, I may test them, that whether they will walk in my Torah or not. But they don't. You see? Gisulayan na sila sa Elohim. Kung follow bagid sila. They don't follow. Okay. Ilang usaragid, ilang concern sa ilang hunahuna, ang ilang lawas nun. Ang ilang kakot-kot nga tiyan, nga kagutom. Asa naman ni tuwa dito sige og kanang handom atong sa Egypt nga ilang mga pagkaon nga lami kaayo. But now you will see different in our time. This is not the natural food now in our time. No, it's not. When we are in Yeshua, is different. It is a spiritual application in life. I will show you. So before we go, I show you that, you know that, let's gonna read in Nehemiah 9 chapter 9 verse 15. You give them bread from heaven for their hunger. You give them bread from, this is Nehemiah chapter 9 verse 15. You give them bread from heaven for their hunger, and brought them water out of the rock of their thirst, and told them to go possess the land, and you had sworn to them. 17. You know, but 16. But they and our fathers acted proudly, hardened their necks. They are stiff-necked. The children of Israel was very gahig ulo. Mga gahig ulo sila. Gahig sila ulo. Wala nga ilahara mang lawas ng ilang ka nag-concern. Diba? But they and the father acted proudly, hardened their necks, and did not heed your commandments. What was the commandments? What was the commandments of Jehovah there this time? concerning the manna. Just pick up what is a portion, what is need today. Because wa sila salig sa Elohim kung unsa naa sila isubra. You see, their eyes is too big to contain, nga dili nila mahurot ang mana nga ilang gipang pick up, gipasubraan nila, gidouble nila. Why? Because no, they don't trust Elohim. Ang ginahuna, ila lang yapong kaugalingon. Kay para ugma. Tuwa. Nangapanos inuon. Ang ilahang ipamunit. See? This is how Elohim is showing us that we must trust Him. No matter. It's very difficult, you know. The flesh is scratching to kanang mo wave bitaw. And it's very we have to fight for that. So continue ta. They refused to obey, and they were not mindful of your wonders that you did among them, but they hardened their necks and in their rebellion. You see? Nag-ano sila? Nakalimot na gid sila sa Elohim na. Giuta sila pag-agak. Sa dito pa sila sa Egypt, padulong sa wilderness. You know, the wilderness is not far to dili maabot og 40 years to walk. If I remember sa among discussion, I think it will be go only for 11 days journey, I think. But this one is 40 years. Because Elohim was testing them sa ilang kinaiya. Either they walk in His way. Kada ba mo subay ka sa kabuton sa Elohim ba? How do you know nga kung nisubay ta sa kabuton sa Elohim? Dili na ka magplano-plano. Maghuwat ka kung unsay kabubuton niya, kung unsay giya niya. Mao na siya ways. Magampo ka. How do you receive nga imo na leading sa Elohim? Diri na sa heart. You feel at peace, you feel shalom sa imong decision. Once dili ganin na sa Elohim, there is problem sa imong heart. Kung ikaw honest ka mo muas sa Elohim nga o guidance, ayo pag kuan sa imuhang kaugalingong gusto. Ay kana, mamislead ka na. Kung imuhang pabuton ng Elohim, magpaabot ka, salig ka nga magpaabot ka sa iyang kabubuton mo, abot siya na. Siya may muak ka na. Ulid siya nimo. How do you will know nga gilid ka sa Elohim? It's by the Ruah. The Ruah Kodesh will lead you into all truth. You will feel at peace. Nga gilid ka nga sakto nga imuhang ways nga dili ka nagbutbuot sa imong kaugalingon mo ng plano. Of course, there is time nga I see kung mga dagko nga mga decision, mga choices in life, ha. You have to think, ha. Na may rules ang Elohim, so it will work out, of course. But this is why when we don't read the Torah, we will not know kung unsay mga rules sa Elohim. Muditso lang ka sa New Testament, muditso lang ka sa prophets. Isa pa na yung pagsabot sa iyang mga ways. Kining tanan na mga people of the book ang ilang pundasyon is ang Torah man. So if we don't read the Torah in our life, sa itong kinabuhi, sa man paggiya nimo, wala igiya ang Elohim nimo, wala igiya ang Ruach Kodesh nimo. No, don't do your own ways, because that is misleading and you will not stand. If it doesn't stand, we will fall. You fall. Then a lot of questions in life. Why? Of course, we have questions. But kung wala na yung mga question wa pa matubag, you have to wait at Elohim will answer that. He will answer. I can guarantee He will answer because, in experience of life we have. Tubagon dyan na siya. So you see, they forget. Kalimot sila sa mga signs and wonders of Elohim, how they carry them. See? Is it not beautiful? Ilalat yung kagahi sa ilang ulo, sa ilang stick-stick, stubborn sa ilang kasing-kasing. Na dili sila kakuan ba? Kanang ba't sila ba kanang gahi sila ulo ba? Even He made mulid they give great provocation to Elohim, to Jehovah. because of their heart. Their heart is not circumcised. We'll see how Yeshua speak about that. So now, Acts 7:39. We go to Acts 7:39. This is he who, in the congregation in the wilderness with the Malako, who spoke to him on Mount Sinai, and with our fathers, the one who received the living oracles to give to us, whom our fathers would not obey, but rejected, and in their hearts they turned back to Egypt. You see? That is Acts, Shaul. He referred to the Torah. Our forefather, they always look back sa Egypt. They regret, don't realize. They don't even think and thankful acknowledge Elohim for the goodness of Elohim, how they carried him all this from the Red Sea, crossing the Red Sea, carried by the clouds, all the sign of wonders. In Egypt, the plagues, they are still not enough. They don't have enough because that is our flesh. That is our flesh that we have to fight. That is what we have today. We have to look for that. Because if not, Elohim, go to 51. You stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, you always resist the Ruach Kodesh as your father did. So do you. You see? You see? What Shaul said is not my word. We always go in our own ways. You stiff-necked people, uncircumcised in the heart and ears. Because no, we follow doctrines of man. You see? Instead to follow the Ruach Kodesh. How can the Ruach lead you if we don't study the Torah? You see, we are only in this 2 verse from the word from Manna, 1 chapter. We can talk a lot of that to reflect sa ato ang life. You see? How tough, huh? This is our battle in life. Because every individually, we have to work out this tabernacle. That may it be a kanang part sa iyahang promises. Because ma-fault if we do the same like our forefather. What happened our forefather? Wala sila kasulod sa promised land. They die in the wilderness. Only the 20 above. Except Caleb and Joshua who lead them to the promised land. And not them. They die in the wilderness. There is a promise. Of course, in the 3rd day, it is written, Hosea, I think, that He will cleanse us in our all in our unrighteousness. But that because nga it is written nga magpaabot lang ka na ikaw magpawdayon ka sa atong own ways. Magsalig ka na. No. If you know already, it's much more obligation or response na kadako nga responsibilidad. Damo nga angay nimong buhaton para sa kaayuhan sa imuhang kaugalingon ngadto sa Elohim. Because if you are called, we have responsibility before Elohim. So they forget Elohim, His wonderful works. Now concerning Yeshua now is the one who lead us as our parallel to Moshe. Now it's Yeshua, by through the Ruach Kodesh will lead us. Let's gonna read in John 6:48. Who is Yeshua? Most assuredly I say to you, he who believes in me has everlasting life. You, your fathers, ate manna in the wilderness, verse 49, and are dead. See, and are dead, they are dead. Because when we walk in the flesh, we are dead. We are carnal. But if we walk in the Ruach, is life. Yeshua said that in Romans. We have to walk in the spirit of the Torah. You see? How do you know how to walk in the spirit of the Torah? Just think that we are no more in ourselves. We don't do it in our own ways. We know what is right or wrong before Elohim. Planning this way, I like that, I want to do that, I want to do that. No, that's not the way. Sometimes we act because of our flesh. It should not. I have many times we discuss that sa akong ban. Kabayan sa mga decision namo, you know. Because I know we are pilgrims on this earth. And many things to consider nga, di ka basta-basta mo decision. Wa ka kabaw unsay ugma nimo, unsay ugma. You don't know what is tomorrow. It's better you put that tomorrow in the hands, so give that tomorrow to the hands of the Elohim. Not by our planned. Because if you trust Him, He will lead in the right direction. So you see, Yeshua is the bread of life. I said here, if you read yourself, this is the bread which comes down from heaven. The one eat of it and not die. So if we partake with Yeshua, He is the bread of life now in our time. How do you partake the bread of life of Yeshua? By through the Torah. We walk in the Torah. This is the bread that comes down from heaven. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I shall give is my flesh. Now it's a metaphor. The flesh of Yeshua is a metaphor of if we eat His flesh. But if you say, how can you eat the flesh of Yeshua? You don't even see Yeshua. We just believe on the word. You know, the right things. You know, how do you convince yourself that, because we have not seen Yeshua. Kita ba tayo ni Yeshua? Last 2,000 years ago. Kita ba tayo niya? Nga atong gituhan before, it was Jesus Christ. Right? Nakita ba tayo niya? Because that is the Ruah working in us. Who's leading us from Egypt. You see? Who's leading us from Egypt. The world today is Egypt. We are being taken out from all this religion we had. From the RC, kung asa bugikan. And now you believe the Torah. Through Mashiach. This is the time that we are in the wilderness. So, and the bread that shall I give is my flesh. So, how can you eat the flesh of Yeshua? We cannot eat the flesh of Yeshua. We don't even see Him. You see? Because that is the, as I said, that is, because it's not ourselves by atong kaugalingon nga kusog nga kita nga naabot aning time, naabot aning believe the Torah. It's not our strength. It is Jehovah's words working in our life. That He promised that He will bring back His children in the last days. This Yeshua said, many are called. Yung mga gipang tawag. Watch out for the chosen. This is why is it chosen? Because we have to work out. When we are called, we have to work out of ourselves. How to walk. To walk in the spirit of the Torah. See 55 now. Most assuredly, I say to you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink His blood, you have no life in you. So, why kinabuhi? Unsa man nga life? Walay kinabuhi of dili ka. Yes, it's true. We are. If we don't, you don't even feel that you're walking dead in this earth. If you don't feel that we have Yeshua, that is our muna atong strength na to. Okay, because He is the one who give hope in this earth. Don't make any hope in this world. You have nothing. Your future here is nothing. Zero. The works of man is only evil in this world. It is from the hand of Satan. So, if you are there, nothing. Walay kinabuhi. Mga luya ta, hantod nga mga matay ta. Kung wala ang pulong sa Elohim nato. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life. sa pag-inom nimo sa dugo ni Yeshua nga wa gani ta kaabot ni Yeshua. How can we drink his blood? The blood is, he will give you the answer. For my flesh is food indeed, food, and my blood is drink indeed. His flesh is the meat. The meat. Have you seen in the manna, the time to time, because they are also asking for meat. In the twilight, they eat the meat, the quails, and during the day, it is a manna. And that flesh, so my flesh is a meat, verse 55, and my blood is drink indeed. Blood is a covenant. Blood is covenant. As the living Father sent me and live, because of the Father who he has feeds me will live because of me. This is the bread which came down from heaven, not as your father eat the manna and are dead, but he who eats this bread will live forever. Because it was a natural bread man to. Dili ka katong gikaon nila nga may maghatag kinabuhi. No, iguro to lagi satisfy ilang flash, ilang lust nila. That one will not lead them to eternal life. Ang katubang ilang gikaon ba? But when Yeshua said that if you eat my bread, I am the bread from heaven, came down from heaven. If we eat with him, his flesh, we live. How do you eat? This is why I said, how do we eat the flesh of Yeshua if we have not seen Yeshua? By through the Torah. The Torah, this is how we eat, you know. Psalm 1:1. The Torah is to be meditated day and night. That is a commandment. You know, the Torah will change our life. You have seen it in somewhere. I don't remember. That change our life. The Torah will change our life. So what is the reason? What is the reason why Jehovah has feed them with manna? What is the reason? Why does Jehovah tested them? Now let's go to Deuteronomy 8:16. 8:16. Deuteronomy or Devarim 8:16. This is the last word, and I'm finished for this about this bread of life. I will not go farther for the deep about Yeshua because I am not this level. I am not on that level. 8:16. He who feed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, that he might humble you, and that he might test you to do good in the end. Then you say in your heart, my power and might on my hand gain me this wealth. Para hiimo siyang hinumduman, permi. Pag hinumduman nimo mo acknowledge ta sa Elohim always sa iyang goodness. That was the reason, is to humble us. You know, it's hard to humble ourselves. It's easy, you know what? When makasata sa katao. And we ask for forgiveness. Well, of course, we ask to Elohim, forgive me for what I have done to this person, to have done to these people, so and so, so and so. For what I have done this bad in my mouth, that I treated them like so and so. You know? We can speak that to Elohim. It's easy to say, forgive me, oh Elohim, forgive me, Yehova. Sayon ra kayo, but buhatan na sa imong kung asa ka na nakasala. To say forgiveness, ask forgiveness to the people you have done wrong. You will say it's very hard. You know why? Because the flesh will say, no. That's your pride, your ego is speaking. You know, don't do that. You don't need that. You have already said to Elohim, no. What is your works? You just speak on your mouth. What is you just on your lips? Where is your action now? Where is your action? ba? Sayon, lisod, oy, lisod. I have experienced that.